Let me shut my phone off.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Passionate World Talk Radio. Educate, enlighten, entertain. On today's episode, Jeannie White, PWTR station manager, and founder Lillian Caldwell are going to be talking about masks and mask usage. Now, I know a lot of people think, what the heck do I need somebody from PWTR to teach us about mask usage? But there are a couple concerns that Jeannie and I wanted to discuss because the blue masks that a lot of people are getting from the medical technicians or buying in bulk from Amazon or even regular retail places that have sprang up offering to sell masks,
Mm-hmm.
people are not bothering to dispose of them properly. Paper masks are like paper diapers that babies wear. They all contain messes from the individual person, whether you can see it or not, or smell it or not. And just throwing them on the ground, folks, is not an option. Not only are you polluting the environment, but you're exposing your germs to anybody else who comes along. And please don't tell me you can't find garbage cans to throw away your disposable masks because they're out there.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna change my glasses, Ken.
Yes, the blue
The blue.
problem.
The blue.
Doctors, are you out there? Ophthalmologists? Jeannie White has a blue problem on her glasses. So if you know how to solve it, email her at jw@passionateworldtalkradio.com because it's very annoying for her to be online and live and have the blue of whatever's out there reflected in her eyeglass lenses.
I love the glasses. They're great to read with when I'm doing the computer, but obviously when I get on the computer and do a live show with you, no one wants to see the blue. So I don't think we see the blue much with these, I don't think.
No, I think it's only a certain way in which you turn your head. But getting back to the blue of the masks.
Yes.
I know also a lot of people are wearing plastic gloves, and the plastic gloves are finding themselves on the ground, scattered along with the blue masks. And again, your DNA, folks, sheds into these gloves. When your hands sweat, or when you're working with them, pieces of your skin invisible to the naked eye still show up in those plastic gloves. So either bring a poop bag with you to discard your masks and plastic gloves, or find a container in which to dispose of them altogether. Now, I'm going to let Jeannie White discuss with you how to clean the cloth masks.
Oh, you were just talking about that, right? The cleaning.
Yes. Yes.
And you were talking about how to, when they're dirty or they get some grime on it and everything, is to really wash them. Right?
And wash them in hot water. Use bleach. If you can't, you don't want to use the white bleach that is meant for whites. They have color bleaches out there, and you can use color bleaches. I use Woolite that has bleach inside of it. I throw it in the washing machine with other dirty things because they all have my dead skin on them to start out with.
Yeah.
And then I put them in the in the dryer, which is another heat to kill any additional germs. And then I take them out and let them hang around on the doorknob until they're ready for me to use again. Now, I do it once a week. The AARP suggests doing it every day. So if you have kids, that's probably not a problem because you're going to be doing a wash every day anyway.
Correct. Right. I just use the blue mask, the one that everyone is wearing, and once it's done, I just throw it away in a bucket or my bucket, because we have plenty of containers here in Dedham that you can dispose them on. But I also keep a pack of those masks in my car because sometimes I forget, when I'm going downstairs to do something in a complex. But I just see a lot of people that either a lot don't wear them, and a lot that, well, I'm not going to say who they are because I don't know, but I see them on the ground, and I see the gloves. I don't wear the gloves. Do you wear the gloves, Lillian?
I wear my arthritic gloves when I drive, and when I go marketing, I use the gloves to pick up things, and then I bring them home and I throw them in the washing machine with the cloth masks and wash and dry them that way. So I don't want my hands in any contact. I do know that a lot of the seniors wear plastic gloves when they're handling anything, whether it's credit cards, money, change, because they want to protect themselves, and you really can't blame them because you also want to protect yourself.
Oh, yeah. It's just, well, the reason why we were doing this topic today also is because you had received an email that you get normally from AARP that gives, different ideas and projects and blogs on certain things. And this one here that you happen to see was on the masks.
Yes, and the other thing is, as I told you, and I suspect everyone knows by now, you can take socks that somehow lost its twin, whether it was in the washing machine or in the dryer or somewhere between to and fro, and you can cut it up and make it into a mask. And the AARP also has step-by-step directions. So go over to YouTube, folks, and look up the AARP for mask cleaning and also of how to make your face mask with a sock.
Now, that's the first time I heard about making it with a sock. I didn't never hear of that one. That's amazing.
Well, they have it step-by-step directions, and they certainly show you. They suggest 4 teaspoons of bleach to help you out. And they also have directions of how to make a breathable face mask out of a t-shirt, in case you want to know. Follow these quick and easy steps to make a DIY protective face mask that's light enough to wear for the hot summer days. And that does make a difference, because I know when I walk with my face mask, it gets very, very hot. And it's really good to know of how to do these kind of things. They also show you a YouTube of how to make those face shields out of discarded plastic bottles.
Really?
Yes.
I tell you, I love this DIY stuff. Yeah, really.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
Who would have thought,
And they show you take a couple of plastic bottles and you take some tape and you have your scissors and you cut up the bottles, and then they show you how to put something on top, and all of a sudden you now have a face shield to wear, which I think is pretty neat, because people are beginning to run their own companies with face masks and these shields, and the price is going up because there's a shortage of this stuff. So they're working off the misery of people who really need these things, and I think that's too bad, because they're really taking advantage of what people don't have. So I really think that you should be able to do these things without wronging other people while you're doing them.
And plus, also, if you buy a box of the blue masks, I mean, they're what, $25, $30?
They're $25, $30 now, yeah. But some of those gloss masks are being for $5 each. I'm going, really?
Well, I got mine from QVC. I bought a box of them. I think it was $1 each. It was 50 of them, so it was like $50 plus the shipping and handling.
Right.
But that was a pretty reasonable price, so I got those. So anytime I'm going to, if I need masks again, I'm going to just go back to QVC and get it.
Absolutely. Also, the AARP says that if you wash your glasses lenses with soap and water, when you put your mask on, you will not fog up your glasses. because your hot air from your mouth hits the cooler air of your environment, and that's why your glasses get all fogged up. And it's happened to me a lot of times, so I suspect it's happened to other people as well.
It happened to me all the time when I put the mask on, especially in the summertime, when it's sunny out, so the glasses do fog up. But see, now that's another little tip. I mean, maybe some have heard it already and maybe somebody hasn't heard it. So this could be the first time for them. First time for me to hear that, believe it or not, that if you wash your glasses with soap and water.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's something from the soap,
really?
The chemical of the soap that remains on the glass lens. Yeah.
Well, it's going to sound like, I'm sure somebody else is going to think of this also. Do you just take a cloth or something and wash it with the glass? You don't put your glasses in the actual water, the whole glass, right?
No, I just put in the lens part.
Just the lens part, right.
And I already have the soap, and I sort of foam it up on my fingers and rub it on the lenses. Yeah, and then I hold the lenses under the water and let the water run over it. And then I have a special cloth.
Oh, I have those. I got these.
Yeah. And that's what I rub them with, and, it really works. Sounds silly, but it really works.
When I used to go with Sheila Wilson to all the health fairs and everything, the gals there, they used to give me this. I used to get a ton of these. Obviously, this was from Blue Cross Blue Shield, you know, but it's nice and small, and it's easy to carry with you, and you just wipe your glasses with it.
And you don't scratch the lenses, folks, the way you do with a regular towel. So you have to be very careful.
Right. So what else should we, I think, that's a good idea. I think some of the ideas to refresh yourself on the masks. And first of all, really, once you discard them, make sure you discard them. Either you bring it home and throw it away, or you find a trash barrel that your town provides and do it that way.
Absolutely, because when you pollute the environment, you're just polluting yourself.
That's right. Everyone's involved in that one.
So
no one's changed.
Exactly.
So what else? Yeah. So what else do you think is going on in this world?
Oh, well, it's been a yucky day outside. It looks like it's going to rain, and yet it hasn't rained. And, it's what I call a constipated sky. It's rain, it's cloudy, and everything else like that. And I really don't like it at all. So, but outside of that, not much.
I know you did a show with Betsy this past Saturday.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And that is called?
Special edition, grieving and helplessness. And we talked about helplessness and how it can really immobilize you and ruin your life if you give it permission to do it, to take over your life and not do something in order. You have to give yourself permission in order to move forward. For example, after my husband died, I felt very helpless and very frustrated and alone, and it would have been really easy for me to stay down in that wall or snake pit that I had created for myself, but I decided I didn't want to stay down there because I wasn't very happy down there. So I picked myself up, brushed myself off, and moved on with my life. And even though it was painful, I still did it. And people have to understand that they have two options. They can stay down inside their wall of grief and feel helpless and say, poor old me, nobody likes me, everybody helps me, I'm going into the garden to eat some worms. Or they're going to say, okay, get off your ass and let's do something about this. I refuse to stay in this position any longer.
Well, yes, I agree to that, but there are some that takes a long time to move on from grief.
Exactly. Everybody has their own period for grieving. There's no time limit on it. But, I met an old lady when I was living in Ohio who lost her son and her husband in World War II. And I met her in the 1990s. And she was like in her 90s. And she says to me, I really regret not marrying again.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's an interesting statement. Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm. Also, I wanted to talk about the women suffragettes. I know
Please?
that yes, and I know that you sent me a picture of your mother,
Grandmother.
your grandmother, I'm sorry,
It's
and
okay.
that she was the one that walked in that, what was it,
It was a
Fifth Avenue?
demonstration in New York City in the early
York City.
1900s down Fifth
Yes,
Avenue, carrying a banner and wearing bloomers and being very unladylike.
but that was an important parade.
Yes.
That was really the standings of where the woman was standing now, and they would brave themselves to get out there. So I'm going to do a little short story, not too much about, your grandmother, and show a picture of her and talk about her being a suffragette, and that if anyone would like to write a paragraph and a picture of someone in your life, that a mother, a sister, an aunt that was in that particular era, that had walked in these many parades and protested. I would love to hear from you, and we could start up a little show about it, and let everyone know that these women made a difference, and that we are now voting because of them.
And that we need to keep on reminding people and
Yeah.
make sure nobody takes, if you're a lady, our voting right and privileges and take them for granted.
Mm-hmm. Truly agree on that. I mean, I'm still talk about it when I watched that PBS show. It was a long series about the beginning, how it all started, and how it got bigger and bigger, and that how we actually found we got the vote. What is it? I think they were one vote short or something. I don't know if I'm going to correct this right. Somebody may know it, but they were one shot right, and some young man's mother wrote him
Mm-hmm.
and told him to vote.
Yeah.
Yes, and that was one of the deals. So I mean, I just thought that's a very important era for women to realize that it was because of the backs of the traumas that went on for these women when they were protesting, and what they endured, and now here we are. We've got women senators. We have,
Congressman, Congresswoman.
Congresswoman, and right now we have, one that's going to join Joe Biden and be uh, the vice president. So these are wonderful advances for women, you know.
And we should take notice of it and clap each other on the back for how far we've come and then keep on encourage us to how
Yeah.
much further we can go with what we have. I
Well,
mean,
let's
there
talk about.
is talk about Joe Biden's running mate running for president in 2024.
Yes, she's got great qualifications, and and I'm not talking about race. That's not important to me. What's important to me, it's woman.
And they're
That's real,
qualified and they know
and
what they're doing.
she's qualified. All right, so that's the deal, as far as I'm concerned. But I just think also to talk about it. Look at Lillian. 15 years ago, you started a radio station when there was more men than there was women.
Yes.
All right, and so now the station's doing, I think, fabulous, and it's because there are two women now running this station.
Yeah, that makes a big difference. So,
Big
woman
difference.
power! Women power!
Well, I don't know. I think we should pat ourselves on the back sometimes. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No,
To
I
pat
don't.
ourselves on the back. And to say, look have we worked our asses off? Of course we have. But in the long run, we have given many people opportunities to come onto our station and talk about whatever they want, as long as they don't swear.
That's
We're
right.
cool. We're cool, and have a platform for them. So I think that's great.
Yes, I do too.
So why shouldn't we pump our own shot? Give ourselves a pat in the back. We should.
We should, because nobody else is going to do it for us.
I don't see anyone running up behind me and saying, "Yay, hooray, I'm glad you're running a radio station."
Yeah,
You know?
nobody's clapped me on the back recently and said, I'm going to give you $1 million to help you run your awesome radio station.
Right. And it is an awesome radio station. We've got some great hosts, great subjects, and we have a huge, when I'm talking, ladies and gentlemen, we have a huge listening audience. So I always say, don't underestimate women. That's what
That's
I'm
right.
sure.
Don't underestimate the power of ladies, because
right.
together and united we stand, and that's a strong, strong sentiment.
Well, I've always said, if you work together and leave your ego at the door, you can accomplish so many things. It's just friggin' unbelievable what you can accomplish.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But it is leaving that ego at the door that makes a big
Yeah,
difference.
unfortunately, sometimes we have a hard time with that ego.
Yes.
But if we try to rein it in and see, and look at what is the mission, then you're done. Then if you know what the outcome is going to be and how it's going to affect many people, then sure, you should, join in. So, sometimes we're all going to be down the road now. We have ample opportunity to collaborate with a lot of different people.
Absolutely.
Depending on their subjects and everything, and if it works, and what it is. You plan out a project and see how it works. So you collaborate. We got a great platform for people to come. Great platform. It's internet radio. It's never going to go out. It's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. No matter what, people still like the radio. People like video, but when you're downloading to your car, what are you going to download? You're going to download an audio. Or your phone. You're going to download an audio, So
if you would like to come on board and become part of PWTR, you can email Jeannie White, station manager, at jw@passionateworldtalkradio.com.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. What are you going to do?
You're going to go with the best.
That's right. And I think we are the best. I'm going to say that all the time now because I see where this station's going. I see it, I saw it before. I did. I saw a big scale. I don't know how you can do that, but I just did. And now I see it coming to play, which I'm seeing all the stuff that I was thinking about happening now. But it takes hard work. You got to do it.
It takes hard work and it takes time. So if you want to come on board, we still have openings for interns. We have openings for talk show hosts.
Yeah.
And we have openings for people to come and get involved. So if you're interested, again, the person to contact is Jeannie White, station manager, jw@passionateworldtalkradio.com.
I feel like we're doing a town hall meeting. Don't you feel like that? I feel like I'm in a StreamYard.
Yeah.
And it was like we're talking about all the different things that are happening because that's what StreamYard does. Every Sunday they talk about the things that they would like to do and the things they've accomplished. So here we are. We're talking about the things we've accomplished.
Exactly. And then the things that we want to do. So
one thing we accomplished that we wanted was a good listening audience.
Yes.
And I can send charts out, folks. We've got a great listening audience. Great. From all over the world. Everywhere. And plus, we have a great platform on Spreaker with 10 different platforms that the whole shows are pushed to. So there's a lot of good things happening here at the station. A lot of good things. So it's good that I toot my own horn.
Absolutely. So come on by and see what the fuss is all about.
And we're going to have some big announcements going on in the next 4 or 5 months.
That's right. So you want to stick around. Yeah. We'll probably have more of these Sunday afternoon chats.
Chats, yes. I think it's a good little chat to talk about, what's going on in the community or the world or what's going on our radio station. For me, I don't care what people say. This is a radio station.
It's a radio station. And it's going to remain a radio station.
Yeah, but no, some people go, oh, it's internet. Oh, really? Where do you think all your shows are coming from now? So, and there's a lot of stations that are maybe closing down. You don't really know because everyone's going into the internet.
That's it.
Because that's the name of the game, internet now. You get easy access. Look at me. I'm using Google all the time. If I don't know something, well, let me call up Google. I swear Google must know it. And there it is. The answer comes up. Boom, it's there. You know?
Yeah. It
So
certainly
we
makes
should
a big difference.
we do these more often. We really should. We do the town. I don't know if we'll call it the town meeting like StreamYard, but we'll call it something else.
Time for chat. Chat time.
Yeah, a weekly talk or something. I don't know, but we should do something like that, and maybe once in a while invite a host in. You never know.
Yeah. Invite
So
somebody come along.
we'll see how it evolves, but we'll see with the audience. When we ask the audience, what do you think? You think this is something you're going to be interested in, coming every Sunday at a certain time? We'll promote it and everything like that. Join in, send us messages. Nothing's going to happen unless you get involved.
That's it. So, like I said, person to contact is Jeannie White, station manager, JW at PassionateWorldTalkRadio.com.
I'm definitely going to need an admin.
Yes, well. Yay! How's that?
Sounds like a plan.
Great.
We have some that I'm interviewing and talking with. So, eventually, who knows? Eventually they come on board and see what happens. Nothing happens.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained.
That's right. Okay.
Well, thank you all very much for joining us. And remember, JW at PassionateWorldTalkRadio.com. We would love to hear what you have to say.
That's right. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening. Be safe.
Wear your mask.
Wear your masks.